Hello, welcome back to Learn Oikonomia. Today we are going to discuss the subsistence theory of wages. What is subsistence theory of wages? Let's see. So, we could see that the subsistence theory of wages is something that is introduced by the physiocratic school of thought, and what it believed is that wages are something that would be determined by the cost of production of labor. Okay, so let's see the assumptions of the very same theory. The theory assumes that food production is something which is subject to law of diminishing returns. What does it mean by law of diminishing returns? So, just here you can suppose that whenever you go for production in a piece of land, in the first round of production, the land will yield you some 200 kg of product. When you go to the second round of production, the land will give you only 150 kg. But when it comes to third round of production, the yield from land further decreases and it would be something like 75 kg. Again, when it moves to the fourth round of production, the land might give you just 20 kg. So what you could see is that the yield that you get from land is going on diminishing. This is what is told in the name of law of diminishing returns. Next, it is assumed that the population is something that is increasing at an increasing rate. The rate of growth of population happens in increasing rate. So, based on these two assumptions, we are moving on to see the theory. The theory says that wages that would be paid to laborers is just sufficient enough to meet their subsistence. And what do we mean by subsistence? The very basic needs, like food, clothing, shelter. And shelter. Okay. So, as per the theory, the wage that would be fixed, that would be determined here. This is something fixed. So, if you take the diagram, you can have two things. You will be able to have the case with the labor and you will be having the wage rate. And here what you could understand is that, so this is labor on x-axis and you can have wage on y-axis. The wage is something that is fixed. So OW wage is fixed and this is the subsistence wage. Okay. And here you could see that if at all the actual wage happens to be more than the subsistence level of wages, if this happens, the population will be gradually increasing because they are getting more wages. And this will lead them to go for increasing population, their standard of living increases, etc. Isn't it? So since their standard of living increases, there will be an increasing population. And this increase in population will be leading to what is known as increase in labor supply. So existing labor or existing people would be competing for employment as a result of increase in the supply of labor. And this will reduce the wages to subsistence level. Now, if on the other hand, what if the actual wage is less than subsistence level? Here, population would be declining. And this decline in population will lead to fall in the labor supply. And whenever labor supply falls, this will lead to rise in wages. Why? Whenever labor supply falls compared to labor demand, there would be an equilibrium situation. This will make the factory owners to demand for labors. So here we are dealing with the situation decline in labor supply. If LS falls, LD would be more than LS. So this will lead to increase in wages and the wages again will come to subsistence level. So what we could see is that the wages that we have here is the subsistence level of wages. It would remain fixed at the subsistence level of wages, and that is why you call it as the iron law of wages or brazen law of wages. Okay. Now moving on to the criticisms of this particular theory, you could see that the theory explains wages, but it explains wages only from supply side. So it just ignores or neglects the demand side. And also it assumes the role of trade unions here. What it assumes is that trade unions are powerless when it comes to raising their demand to increase wages. This is a very wrong notion, because when it comes to real situation, we could see that the trade unions are very powerful in raising their demand to increase the wages. And the theory is identified to be very much pessimistic. It just believes that you cannot increase the wages beyond the subsistence level. It excludes all the possibility of improvement. And another criticism here is that the theory is not supported by some later evidences. Even though initially the theory got some evidence, later on when it was checked, data was not supporting the theory. That's all about today. You can like, share and subscribe to this channel for more videos. You can join our free Telegram community to discuss your doubts, and also you can download the Learn Oikonomia app. For both of these, for the Telegram community as well as for the Learn Oikonomia app, I'll be providing the links in the description box, so you can join these from there. Thank you for watching, and kindly consider this channel for liking, sharing as well as subscribing.